No credit required. 4. Free local delivery on appliances over $399. Come see Matt, your local store owner, to get these explosive July 4th savings at your Sears hometown store in Jesup.
Guaranteed lowest prices, great service, and more at your Sears hometown store.
It's a new and better way to buy. It's live market pricing at Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC on East Cherry Street. We constantly monitor auto websites to offer the most aggressive market prices. The low market price is our live market price. That's why we're the home of the no-hassle deal. Save time, save money, and know for sure that Neesmith's live market prices are the lowest possible price that we can offer.
Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC, home of the no-hassle deal.
Chevy, find new roads.
Having trouble finding a job? Need to update your skills? Now is the right time to enroll at Coastal Pines Technical College with 7 locations to serve you in Alma, Bexley, Kingsland, Golden Isles, Hazelhurst, Jesup, and Waycross. What are you waiting for? With more locations, more programs, more opportunities, and more ways to reach your potential, Coastal Pines Technical College provides high technical adult education and training services to meet the needs of the community. Visit coastalpines.edu. Coastal Pines Technical College is an equal opportunity institution.
Need fireworks? Hi, this is Tom with Almost Everything. Georgia's Best Fireworks, 655 East Pine Street by the number 2 fire station. Finest quality, mortars, cakes, fountains, crackers, safe and sane for kids, you name it. Best selection, best prices, no kidding. Again, part of the proceeds will benefit our 5-year Region Wayne County cross-country champions. Come see us. Don't make the same mistake others made. People came back to us second, third, and fourth time. Best prices. 655 East Pine Street near the number 2 fire station. Thank you.
Morton Collision is located at 1320 West Pine Street in Jesup. Morton's offers free estimates, 23-hour towing, and they guarantee their work. Call 427-3769 or after hours 912-294-6140. The staff at Morton Collision Center works with all insurance companies. So for guaranteed work with a qualified staff, go to Morton Collision at 1320 West Pine Street in Jesup. Morton Collision, quality you can see.
It's Thursday, and you know what that means. It's Seniors Day at your Jesup Piggly Wiggly. Seniors 55 and above receive 10% off your order, excluding tobacco and alcohol. All right, seniors 55 and above, make sure you go get your 10% off savings all day today and every Thursday. It's your special day at Piggly Wiggly. In the Deli Bakery at Piggly Wiggly, get freshly prepared meals ready to go for you to take home and enjoy. Great prices, the best service. Piggly Wiggly on West Cherry Street in Jesup.
Local news on WIFO.
It's time now for a look at latest in local news. In the news, the case of State of Georgia versus John Houston Fisher will conclude today at the Wayne County Courthouse, with the defense wrapping up their witnesses, closing arguments, and then the jury's deliberation, as Fisher is charged with 1 count of aggravated battery, 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of cruelty to a child in the 3rd degree. State's case being prosecuted by Chief Assistant DA John B. Johnson, the defendant represented by Public Defender's Office and Attorney Meredith Yoon, who in opening arguments told the jury of 6 women and 6 men that her client was not present at the scene of the crime on November 29th, 2016 at the home of the victim, David Kersey, in this case, who was his employer in a lawn landscaping business. The victim, David Kersey, according to the state's case, was hit in the head with the metal spout of a water hose while cleaning the tires on his truck, and Kersey on that day suffered serious injuries to his face, has lost use of one of his eyes, has had to undergo surgeries, with more surgeries scheduled. State's case is as follows. On the morning of November 29, 2016, David Kersey left his home at 517 Brandon Street, went to pick up Fisher, who was being dropped off by his girlfriend at the ice machine by the flash food store near James E. Bacon Elementary School. David Kersey took the stand and testified that after he picked Fisher up, he went back to his home and went back to finishing up washing his tires on his truck, told Fisher to help out. Kersey testified that Fisher says that's not his job and refused to help, which Kersey told him that he was the boss and Fisher was the employer and he needed to do what he was told, or an employee. Again, Fisher refuses, so Kersey testified that he told him he was no longer employed and he could simply stay in the yard until someone came and picked him up. Fisher wanted Kersey to give him a ride home, but Kersey said no, and Kersey says the next thing he knows, he's being hit in the head with the water hose and got knocked out, woke up at Shands Hospital, says he doesn't even remember being rushed to Wayne Memorial Hospital. Kersey's 5-year-old son and daughter testified, or as they were home at the time, the daughter inside the home, she's 14 years old, stated she didn't see anything, but Detective Joe Gardner took the stand and played the tape recording of his questioning of the 5-year-old about what he saw, and on the tape, the 5-year-old tells officers that Mr. John beat up his daddy and went that way, pointing to the officers in the direction Fisher took off. Pictures of Kersey's injuries were entered into evidence, as was the water hose used in the attack. Under cross-examination, Attorney Yoon grilled Detective Joe Gardner on why he didn't take blood samples and do a DNA test, to which Gardner looked at the jury and stated there was no need to do a blood analysis. The only person bleeding was the victim, David Kersey. Yoon went after Gardner again for questioning the 5-year-old without what she called proper training. She suggested a child care professional should have questioned the child. Gardner says that they made certain that the child's grandparents were on the scene when they questioned the child, and Gardner says he's interviewed children before, and the child understood every question, provided every answer. The child even told officers that he called for an ambulance, and the officers told the 5-year-old on the tape that he did well and that they hoped his daddy would be okay. Gardner says that there was no need for any further testing, that they had investigated the case. Kersey's wife, 2 children, all told him that Fisher worked for Kersey, and the 5-year-old stated that it was Mr. John who beat up his daddy. Gardner and the state argued that no one else was present at the time of the attack, and a neighbor also testified that he saw Fisher in the yard that morning. The defense called Fisher's grandparents to the stand as their first 2 witnesses, as Fisher once lived with them and lived with them at the time this incident occurred. Fisher no longer lives with the grandparents, and both grandparents say they don't see much of him. Both testified that they saw their grandson leave the house early that morning. Grandfather says Fisher came back that morning at 9 a.m. The grandmother says he came back an hour earlier, that he was out grocery shopping. Again, the case should wrap up today. Defense motion for directed verdicts of not guilty after the state rested, but that motion was simply denied by Judge Scarlett, as the jury will decide the outcome of guilt or innocence once the case heads to the jury. Again, the defense case is that the state is basing everything on the word of a 5-year-old, and the defense still claims that their client, John Houston Fisher, was not at Kersey's residence at the time the attack took place. The state simply says no one else but Fisher was at Kersey's residence, and it's Fisher who attacked David Kersey that day with the water hose and left him badly injured. Again, he has lost use of one eye. Kersey family hoping in time and with more surgeries that he will regain use of that eye. Again, WIFO-FM will be back in the courtroom today as closing arguments are set for this morning. The case resumes this morning at 9 a.m. with Superior Court Judge Stephen Scarlett on the bench. Scarlett also on the bench for yesterday's restitution hearing involving former Wayne County teachers Sharon and Jody Grooms. We'll come back with that story right after this word from our sponsors of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned.
The Trade Mart at 3689 Savannah Highway has been serving Wayne County and surrounding counties for over 30 years. If it's a small hand tool you're looking for or a 30-ton bearing press, we've got it. You need a tarp? We've got you covered. We have any size you need, from a 5x7 to a 30x60. So if you need a quality tool at an affordable price, come see us at the Trade Mart, 3689 Savannah Highway, or call us at 427-6966. That's 427-6966. The Trade Mart, the tool supply place.
The City of Scriven invites you to their annual 4th of July celebration this Saturday at the Grace Community Park. Events begin at 6 p.m. Fireworks start at 9:30. Presentation of the colors by the Wayne County Sheriff's Department Honor Guard will take place at 7:15. A special thanks to Wayne Memorial Hospital for its continued financial support, and also to the Wayne County Board of Tourism. Bring the family to Scriven this Saturday for the 4th of July celebration and fireworks. Events begin at 6 p.m. Fireworks set to go off at 9:30.
When further treatment is no longer an option, hospice can provide services to manage symptoms and difficulties caused by illness. Emotional, psychosocial, and spiritual care, as well as support to the families and caregivers, are all part of hospice care. Hospice of South Georgia has been a part of the health community in Wayne and surrounding counties for over 13 years. The professional yet compassionate attention provided by our staff is unsurpassed. Widely supported by donations from the local population, Hospice of South Georgia is the only nonprofit hospice in Wayne County. Our new administrative offices, located at 1625 Sunset Boulevard, have opened recently as Phase 1 of our building project. Hospice of South Georgia accepts anyone who meets hospice criteria, regardless of their ability to pay. Please call 912-588-0080 to speak to someone about hospice care. That was 912-588-0080. We are your hometown hospice, and we are here to serve you. Hospice of South Georgia, working to add life to your days.
Other news, a long day at the Wayne County Courthouse yesterday. Again, the restitution hearing between the Wayne County Board of Education and the Grooms got underway late Wednesday afternoon, first scheduled for 3 o'clock, didn't get underway till 4:30 in the afternoon, and after 2 witnesses testifying all the way up to around 6:30, Judge Scarlett called it a day, and in chambers got with the attorneys and stated they all agreed to come back on August 11th and pick it back up. Hopefully they stayed in the meantime. They can work out some type of agreement. Testifying for the state was high school bookkeeper Teresa Mosley, as well as Chief Financial Officer Tony Williams, both testifying about the state audit, which shows a discrepancy of $17,373.43 in the cheerleading account, and all the money missing from the cheerleading account when Sharon Grooms was head of the cheerleading program at Wayne County High School, where her husband Jody Grooms was acting athletic director and head football coach. State represented by Chief Assistant DA John B. Johnson, Sharon Grooms represented by Attorney Karen Young, and Jody Grooms represented by Attorney Brad Wilson. First to testify was bookkeeper Teresa Mosley, who states she's been the bookkeeper for the past 9 years at the high school. She explained that the school first became aware of some discrepancies with the cheerleading fund, and questions were being raised as to why such a discrepancy, as they said, was a much larger amount than ever before. Also, parents of cheerleaders began stating that monies had been paid without receipts and without receiving any equipment and uniforms. Soon the superintendent went to his chief financial officer, Tony Williams, asked that she conduct an investigation into what was really going on with the missing money. Defense attorney on cross kept stating that the school system had no record of who received money and who turned it in, and raised the issue of simply bad bookkeeping on everyone's part, naming the athletic secretary Nicole Landon, cheer sponsor Cindy Reddish, Linda Hires. Defense attorney stated there was no way to know who collected money, who didn't turn it in. Tony Williams explained that two cheer coaches, Cindy Reddish and Sharon Grooms, were given receipt books and that those receipts are expected to be turned in. Williams testified that several times that Cindy Reddish turned in all receipts and money, and everything she turned in matched to the penny. Sharon Grooms, on the other hand, didn't cooperate at all with Tony Williams and never turned in a receipt book, but was requested to do so several times. But the defense argued that Williams has no personal knowledge of who collected money, who kept it, who turned it in. Here is one exchange of questioning by attorney Brad Wilson and chief financial officer Tony Williams yesterday in court.
We didn't receive those payments. That's all you can attest to. You can't testify today that any of those individuals made a payment to Ms. Grooms.
No, sir, I cannot.
What you're looking at, you're just asking her to pay whatever wasn't collected, regardless of whether that amount was paid or not, aren't you?
I asked for a list of the girls that were not required to pay and the dollar amount that they were not required to pay, and I never received that information.
And you didn't get it from Ms. Reddish either, did you?
No, sir.
Or Ms. Hires?
No, sir.
Or any of the other coaches, or anyone else, did
No,
you?
sir.
Or the principal, Ms. Rounds?
No, sir.
Okay. So it's basically, you're just placing the blame for any uncollected money for cheerleading gear against Ms. Grooms, even though there's no verification from any third party it was ever paid to her.
There was a gap in receipts. There was a huge gap, and I addressed that in one of my emails, and those were the receipt books that were never turned in to me.
But you don't have a verification that those monies were ever paid, do you?
I have verification that receipt books were issued to the coach, and then those receipt books were never turned back in.
But you don't have proof that Ms. Grooms is the one that received any money. You just have proof that
No, sir,
certain
I was not
receipts
there when
was.
any money was collected.
That's right.
No, sir.
Are you aware the school district ever pursuing any other teacher or coach for uncollected money?
Not to my knowledge.
And the teachers and coaches don't sign any kind of personal guarantee whatsoever with the school district saying, if this underprivileged student or an indigent student or parent doesn't pay the money, then coach, you're responsible for it.
I've never seen that document.
Never seen a document?
No, sir.
Okay. And you've been the CFO for how long?
17 years.
That's all I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
Again, that portion of the testimony yesterday during the restitution hearing, the GBI agent who investigated the Grooms criminal case, was also called as a potential state witness, was not called to testify on a Wednesday. The defense has subpoenaed Superintendent Jay Brinson as their only witness besides the defendants themselves, who on Wednesday voluntarily turned in their Georgia teaching certificates and paid all the restitution and fines in the criminal case. They were opposed in their criminal charges and guilty pleas in which they were given 6 months to pay back the restitution. Judge announced that all monies have been paid in the criminal case and that the sentences imposed remain: 5 years probation, banished from the Brunswick Judicial Circuit, can't consume any drugs or alcohol, and must forfeit their teaching certificates, which again they did officially on Wednesday. Sharon Grooms pled guilty to 3 counts of theft by taking, while Jody Grooms pled guilty to 1 count of theft by taking involving a raffle in which the prize was never awarded, but $20 tickets sold by middle school coaches. Jody Grooms also pled guilty to 2 counts of conspiracy to defraud a political subdivision, that being the Wayne County school system. Once again, nothing resolved on the restitution hearing with the Board of Education. All parties has to be back in court on August 11th in front of Judge Stephen Scarlett. We'll continue to follow the story as it develops. Chief Financial Officer Tony Williams testified that Linda Harris never was handed out a receipt book, nor was Nicole Landon. Only Sharon Grooms and Cindy Reddish were handed out receipt books. Williams also testified that girls involved in competition cheer had to pay up front before being handed out any uniforms or jackets or T-shirts. Williams said she was informed that all monies had to be paid up front before a participant received anything. Williams also stated several times on the stand that once Superintendent Jay Brinson asked her to investigate why there was such a discrepancy on the cheerleading account, that Cindy Reddish cooperated and provided all receipts and information requested, while Sharon Grooms refused to cooperate and did not hand in any receipts regarding the cheerleading program. Sharon Grooms' attorney suggested during questioning of Teresa Mosley that the superintendent instructed everyone to simply stop the investigation altogether, to simply leave it alone, to which bookkeeper Teresa Mosley stated under oath, "I simply don't recall that at all." Once again, nothing resolved in the restitution hearing yesterday. Both sides asked to be back on August the 11th. We'll come back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned.
The Trade Mart at 3689 Savannah Highway has been serving Wayne County and surrounding counties for over 30 years. If it's a small hand tool you're looking for or a 30-ton bearing press, we've got it. You need a tarp? We've got you covered. We have any size you need, from a 5x7 to a 30x60. So if you need a quality tool at an affordable price, come see us at the Trade Mart, 3689 Savannah Highway, or call us at 427-6966. That's 427-6966. The Trade Mart, the tool supply place.
Hey, Lordy Mama, you call me, honey? No, Mama, I'm excited about the finance rates at the Woody Folsom Overflow lot in Jesup. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Oh, that's all right, Mama. Everybody's excited about the super financing at Woody's in Jesup. Low finance rates and super low prices on late model trade-ins.
Yes, ma'am, these are trade-ins. Good South Georgia vehicles we traded for at our new car dealerships. They are inspected and priced like we're selling to our mama.
You call me, Woody?
No, ma'am. I was just saying we give every customer a free lifetime warranty. Good as long as you own the car. Talk to me.
Woody Folsom Overflow Center, 448 North 1st, Jesup. Cars, trucks, and SUVs of nearly all makes and models. We want your business.
Bring your mom and them and we'll all have a ball.
That Woody is one sweet boy. He ain't like some of them big city car guys that walk around as baffled as Adam on Mother's Day. Woody Folsom Overflow, y'all. Jesup, GA. We want your business.
Stop creditor harassment today. Stop the worry of a pending repossession, garnishment, or foreclosure. Contact the Bankruptcy Group, Attorney R. Flake Cabinets, for an experienced assessment of your financial situation. They have locations in Brunswick, Hazelhurst, and now Jesup. They are a debt relief agency. They help people file for bankruptcy relief. Contact legal assistant Tanya Blanton at 912-375-5620. 375-5620 to set up your free consultation. Let the Bankruptcy Group do the worrying for you. Now serving Jesup.
Couple final notes again. Don't forget the City of Scriven's July 4th celebration set for Saturday, July 1st. We got more on that coming up on the world famous Butch and Bob Show. Fireworks show set for Scriven on Saturday. Booths open. Music begins at 6. The observers will officially begin at 7:15 with the presentation of the colors by the Wayne County Sheriff's Department's Honor Guard. Fireworks again set to go off at 9:30 p.m. in Scriven this Saturday, July 1st. Vendors will have food, drinks, Italian ice, boiled peanuts, funnel cakes, glow necklaces, John Deere items, and more. Again, more on the July 1st and July 4th celebration is Scriven today on the world famous Butch and Bob Show. Finally, in the news, don't forget back to school clinic for students who need immunizations and vision, hearing, dental, and nutrition screenings set for the Long County Health Department at 584 North Macon Street in Ludowici on Tuesday, July 25th between 8:30 and 6 p.m. And if you need additional information, call the Long County Health Department at 545-2107. Long County Health Department wants to help parents beat the back-to-school rush by holding a clinic that's focused on providing the screenings and immunizations that students need before starting school. Students entering a Georgia school for the first time, no matter what grade level, must have a completed certificate of vision, hearing, dental, and nutrition screening from first time. Means never enrolled in a Georgia school before any time in their lives. In addition, children born on or after January 1, 2002 or attending 7th grade and new entrants into Georgia schools in grades 8 through 12 must have received a couple of vaccines as well. Those will be given at the clinic on that date also. Again, the date, Tuesday, July 25th, the time 8:30 to 6. Again, the Long County Health Department located at 584 North Macon Street. Again, if you need more information, call the Long County Health Department at 545-2107. And that's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.
You've been listening to local news on WIFO.
You won't believe what Paul Thigpen Chevrolet in Vidalia is doing now. Paul, tell them.
Right now, at Paul Thigpen Chevrolet,